Princess Beatrice is reaching her absolute breaking point. Right now, three massive forces are colliding all at once, deepening questions about her husband Edoardo, the endless shadow of her father Andrew, and a complete shift in her royal future. She tried so hard to build a quiet life and protect her family, but as these three pressures crash together, everything is hanging by a thread. Make sure to stick around until the very end, because the real turning point in this story isn't what anyone expects, and it changes how we see her future entirely. Before we dive in, if you enjoy staying up to date with the royal family, take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to join the channel. It means the world and helps us keep bringing you these stories. Now, here is what is really happening behind the scenes. Princess Beatrice was never supposed to be in this position. She spent her entire adult life trying to forge an identity that had nothing to do with royal headlines. She built her own career in the private sector, started a family, and intentionally kept a step back from full-time public duties. She isn't at the top of the line of succession, and she isn't making daily appearances for the crown. But despite everything she has done to maintain a peaceful, independent life, the family name continues to drag her right back into the center of the ring. Think about where she sits on the royal chessboard. She is the eldest daughter of Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. She is Eugenie's older sister, Edoardo's wife, and a mother trying to protect her kids from public scrutiny. It is a delicate balancing act. But every single time Beatrice tries to step away and focus purely on her own path, a new headline breaks, and the spotlight swings right back onto her. Reports suggest she has spent months attempting to navigate these waters quietly, hoping the storm would pass over. But the reality is getting harder to ignore, because no matter how hard you try to build your own future, you cannot simply erase where you came from. And that brings us to the one shadow Beatrice has never been able to completely escape. There is one major issue that Beatrice cannot run away from, no matter how hard she tries. Her father, Andrew, continues to be a central point of tension for the entire family. His decisions were his own, but the consequences ended up falling directly on his daughters. Every single time Beatrice or Eugenie step out in public, the questions immediately start rolling in. People wonder where they stand, how much support they are offering, and how all of this is affecting their position with King Charles and Prince William. Insiders say the emotional toll on Beatrice has been immense. She loves her father dearly, but she also recognizes that her own family's reputation is constantly on the line. She did not create this crisis. She did not make those choices. Yet, she is the one who has to walk into public events carrying the heavy weight of that last name. It is an impossible conflict between being a loving daughter and protecting her own future, her children, and her marriage. Observers have noted that King Charles is keeping a streamlined vision for the royal family, which leaves Beatrice and Eugenie in a very tricky middle ground. They are forced to carefully manage every single appearance, every outfit, and every public statement. She has spent years trying to absorb that burden and keep her head held high. But just when Beatrice was already carrying this massive family weight, another unexpected part of her life suddenly came under intense scrutiny. Then, completely out of nowhere, the media's lens snapped away from her father and zeroed directly in on her marriage. Suddenly, public chatter exploded around Beatrice and her husband, Italian property tycoon Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. Headlines began raising quiet, persistent questions, and practically overnight, every single thing the couple did was dragged under an intense microscope. Royal watchers began picking apart every detail. They pointed out solo public appearances, Edo's long international business trips for his design firm Banda, and even missing social media tributes on key milestones. Small, routine choices were suddenly being analyzed like major clues. According to reports, the sheer strain of balancing high-powered global careers, raising their daughter Sienna, and caring for Edo's son Wolfie was creating distance. It left commentators asking the exact same question. Is their marriage genuinely on rocky ground, or is the internet creating drama out of thin air? On one hand, rumors surfaced, suggesting that the relentless scandal surrounding Andrew and Sarah Ferguson was creating real, underlying tension. Insiders claimed the non-stop headlines were taking a quiet toll behind the scenes. On the other hand, those closest to the couple immediately fought back. Friends brushed off the noise, making it clear that Edo was simply traveling to cities like New York and Milan for major property projects, while Beatrice focused on her family back in the UK. They pointed straight to their warm, united appearances alongside Prince William and King Charles as total proof that their foundation remains solid. So what is really going on? The truth is, a business trip or a missing post is not proof of a royal breakdown. But when you live in the relentless spotlight, every single step you take gets interpreted by millions. And as those rumors continued to spread, it was what the couple didn't say that truly set off a whole new wave of questions. When the royal family stays quiet, the world immediately fills in the blanks. Instead of addressing the intense marital rumors head-on, Princess Beatrice and Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi chose complete and total silence. They released no formal statements, gave no clear answers, and refused to offer the public a quick explanation. In the world of royal reporting, a quiet response often creates a much louder story. Royal commentators quickly picked up on every single gap. They noticed when a expected wedding anniversary post never appeared online. They pointed out key family events where Edoardo was absent, leaving Beatrice to walk the red carpet alone. It left millions wondering if this was a deliberate strategy or a sign of deeper trouble. Look at this from two completely different angles. Possibility A is simple. Beatrice and Edoardo are fiercely protective of their personal privacy. They refuse to play the media's game, believing that answering one rumor only opens the door to 10 more. They are intentionally keeping their personal life completely out of the spotlight to safeguard their children, Sienna and Wolfie. Possibility B is far more complex. Reports suggest that real underlying pressures may exist, pressures that neither of them wants to discuss on a global stage while the public eye is focused on the York family. Neither side has ever been confirmed, but that exact unknown is what kept the public guessing for weeks. And just as the quiet around her marriage reached a boiling point, an unexpected family event landed out of nowhere, changing the conversation overnight. Just as the focus hit an all-time high, an unexpected arrival changed everything. Princess Eugenie gave birth to her third child with Jack Brooksbank, a baby girl born in Lisbon, Portugal. Suddenly, the headlines swung away from marital rumors and non-stop family tension, focusing entirely on a brand new generation. It served as a total story twist for the York family. Congratulations poured in from across the globe. King Charles and Queen Camilla publicly expressed their delight, while Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi left warm messages on social media to welcome his new niece. On the surface, it felt like a joyful family celebration. But beneath that joy, it quietly shifted the line of succession once again, moving the younger generation into new positions. The hits. It showed the world a very clear reality. The York family is rapidly evolving, even while older controversies linger in the background. And while Eugenie's quiet life in Portugal with Jack and 3 little ones feels worlds away from the palace, Beatrice remains right in the thick of it all. Which brings up a fascinating dynamic between the two sisters that very few people are talking about. The two sisters are facing the exact same family storm, but they are building completely different lives to survive it. On paper, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have always been an unbreakable duo. But look closely at their choices, and you'll see 2 women quietly charting radically different paths. Eugenie has slowly carved out a life outside the UK. By splitting her time with Jack Brooksbank between London and sunny Portugal, raising 3 young children away from everyday British headlines, she created physical distance between herself and ongoing family drama. Beatrice, on the other hand, remains right in the centre of the ring. Living in the UK, balancing her corporate job, raising Sienna, and stepping up alongside Edoardo for major palace events, she is much closer to the heat. Reports suggest there is zero personal conflict between the sisters. They remain fiercely loyal to each other and speak almost every single day. Yet their strategic choices couldn't be more distinct. While Eugenie steps further away from the formal spotlight, Beatrice continues to walk a tightrope, staying visible enough to support King Charles and Prince William while trying to protect her immediate family from incoming noise. It forces us to ask a fundamental question about where Beatrice's heart truly lies. When everything is said and done, what does Princess Beatrice actually want for her future? Princess Beatrice is standing at a massive crossroads, and her next decision could change everything. For years, she has been pulled in two completely opposite directions. On one side, she is a born royal with a natural sense of duty to support King Charles and Prince William when the palace needs her. On the other side, she is a mother and a working woman who craves a normal, independent life for her own household. It leaves royal watchers wondering what path she is actually trying to build. Does she want a larger, more official role inside the royal family as a key working royal? Or is her ultimate goal to step back completely, fade into the background, and build a quiet corporate career alongside Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi? Insiders say she has spent a lot of time weighing those exact options. She loves her work in tech and charity. She loves raising Sienna and taking care of Wolfie without constant media intrusion. But every time King Charles calls on her for high-profile events, she steps up without hesitation, and that creates a major dilemma. The more Beatrice tries to construct an independent life away from palace walls, the harder it becomes to separate her future from the very family name she was born into. She wants freedom, but the duties of her position keep pulling her back into the light. And this ongoing struggle doesn't just affect her. It carries major consequences for the people she cares about most. Princess Beatrice's biggest fight right now isn't about her own title. It is about the future of her children. While Prince William's children are born directly into the line of future monarchs, Beatrice's family sits in a completely different world. Her daughter Sienna and her stepson Wolfie are growing up with one foot inside the royal family and one foot firmly in the real world. Neither of her children hold formal British royal titles, and according to observers, that was a deliberate choice meant to give them something Beatrice never had: complete freedom. Without royal titles or taxpayer-funded security, Sienna and Wolfie are free to build normal lives, start careers, and live out of the harsh media spotlight. Yet, as the royal family slims down under King Charles, an unexpected opportunity is opening up. With key working royals stepping back or carrying heavy workloads, Prince William and King Charles need dependable, trustworthy figures to represent the crown at major events. And time after time, Beatrice is the person they call on. It creates a fascinating dynamic. Beatrice is royal by birth, deeply loved by her family, but kept just far enough from the core of power to maintain her independence. Reports suggest this exact middle position might actually become her greatest strength. She gets to raise her children with privacy while keeping her own respected place within the royal family. But as smooth as that balance sounds, keeping all these moving parts together is becoming nearly impossible. Because right now, three massive forces are crashing directly into each other. This is the exact moment where every single part of Princess Beatrice's world comes crashing together. For months, she managed to keep her head above water by handling each individual crisis as it appeared. But right now, she is facing a perfect storm of three massive, unstoppable pressures, all striking at the exact same time. Pressure number one is her marriage. Persistent rumors and constant media scrutiny around Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi continue to make headlines, putting her private life under an unforgiving spotlight. Pressure number two is her father, Andrew. The lingering fallout surrounding him refuses to fade away, casting a heavy shadow over Beatrice every time she steps into public view. And pressure number three is her future. As King Charles and Prince William reshape the royal family, Beatrice is left trying to figure out where she and her children actually belong in this new era. Each one of these challenges would be exhausting on its own. But handling all three simultaneously, it is a staggering amount of weight for one person to carry. Reports suggest that friends close to Beatrice are amazed by her resilience, but even those closest to the royal family admit the strain is real. Every public appearance, every quiet choice, and every family event is now treated like a major test. She isn't just trying to survive the weekly news cycle anymore. She is fighting to keep her family united while protecting the life she built for herself. But as King Charles and Prince William continue reshaping the royal family, Beatrice is left standing at a decisive turning point. She can no longer stay stuck between her family's past and her own private future. Will she fully embrace a bigger role for the palace, or will she step even further away to protect her children, Sienna and Athena, from the public eye? Only time will tell how this story plays out, but one thing is certain. Princess Beatrice is no longer playing by anyone else's rules. What do you think is next for Princess Beatrice? Do you think she should take on a bigger royal role or focus entirely on her private life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give this video a like, share it with another royal fan, and hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on so you never miss another story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.